So this is a continuation of this, which is part 7. We still remain with our Argand's tutorial series presented by Charles de Massman from this point. Then what we have here is derivative of chain rules. Derivative of chain rule. Then we say that let y equals to f of s, u equals to s, we call it equation 1. Y equals to f of u. So the reason for this u now, you can say when s is equals to u, then from this point, so any place I say this, I put u. Then from this point now, we say differentiating equation 1 as du ds and the equation 2 as dy du. We are trying to prove the formula. Therefore, dy ds will give us du ds times dy ds. This is area you need. This point now, this is formula for chain rule. Remember, another name for chain rule is function of functions. So, example, say find dy ds, give him y equals to this 2 raised to power s plus 1 raised to power 4. Then y equals to 6s squared plus 1 raised to power 3. Then y equals to sine bracket 2s plus 1 bracket. Then y equals to cos 3s. So at this point now, I will take this one because I need to give you assignment. Take this one, I'll solve this 1 and 2. Then you do this one and do. Then you go to our feedback. Argand's tutorial series, you will get it. Then our feedback now, you submit, you are free to ask questions, submit the assignment. Then once you subscribe, you get everything in details. Then from this point now, let's start from here. Number one, we have it as y, that is y equal to 2s, this 1, or into this. So how you do this one now? This one is comprises only y and u. Then, so therefore, remember this is solution. So therefore, it say let u equals to 2s squared plus 1. That is the first thing you have to do. That's the first thing you have to do. Then from this point, let this one equals to this. From this point now, then we have it as let u equals to 2s squared plus 1. Therefore, y is equals to u. This is u. Any person see something as you put u, then raised to power 4. Are we okay now? Let us differentiate. It say dy ds using the formula is equals to du ds times dy all over du. So this is the formula now. Then from this point now, let us get our du all over the s. Then to get our du all over the s now, we are now differentiating this one. 2 times this will give us 4s. Then remember, differentiation of any given constant number is equal to 0. No need of putting it here. Then therefore, next one now, we have it as dy du. We have dy into du. When we differentiate this one now, remember is 4u. 4 minus 1, we are using the same formula. This point, we have it as 3. So I've already getting this point now. So for we to get the final answer, dy ds is equal to, then you see du ds now, we substitute du ds. So here is du ds, which is 4s times here dy du. So dy du is 4u raised to power 3. That is 4u raised to power 3. So when you multiply this one, I say 4 times this is what? 16s u raised to power 3. So for you to get the final answer now, from this point, so what you have to do now from here to get the final answer, then we have it as dy ds is equal to 16s bracket Remember, since our u is what? 2s squared plus 1, we put 2s plus 1. 2s squared plus 1. Then we have it 2s squared plus 1, or because of 3 into raised power 3. Since u is equal to 2s plus 1. So that is the reason we put this one. Places you see this one, you see u, you remove u and put 2s raised power 2 plus 1. So therefore, the s now from this point is 16s into 2s squared plus 1 all raised power 3. So that is the answer for this. That's what you asked you to do. Then let's go straight to the number 2 question. We follow the same procedure. Nothing is much there. Then we have I. Then we have I something like this. So we have y into bracket 6s squared plus 1 all into this. Then let u equals to 6s squared plus 1. So then y is equal to, remember, is u raised power 3. Therefore, let us differentiate dy du. Dy du now. Okay, let me start from du ds. Du ds from this point, I'll get it as what? 2 times 6 will give us 12. Then, remember, differentiation of 1, the constant, is a constant, is 0. Then, next one is now dy du. So, I'm differentiating this one, I have 3s all square. So, therefore, my formula, using formula, you remember our formula, that is dy ds equals to dy du times du all ds. So that is the formula. So let us substitute now by putting it from this point using our formula. Then you can simply say that our dy ds will give us, in place of dy du, then dy du, I'll remove and put what? Dy du, I'll put it as 3s raised power 2 plus du ds is 12s. Then from here now, say dy ds will give us 3 brackets. Since our u is what? Since our u is 6s squared plus 1, I'll put 6s squared plus 1, then all square plus 12. That is from this point s. Are we there? So when you have something like this now, therefore, what you have to do now, you can still expand it or leave your answer in this form. Thank you. That is how to do it. That is what? Chain rules of what? Differentiation. So please, what you have to do now, please remember to subscribe to this Agams tutorial series to get more information, more details about this. Thank you and God bless you.